Well, 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 well. Hello, everybody. Top of the morning, top of the evening, top of the night, whatever time zone you are on. We are live. Hello, everybody. A moment of silence for all those who have lost their life. Let's remember this. If we can look up, we can get up. We can get up, we can go up. Uh, that being said, you see the title. Give us some music and get off into this. Not even, not even going. Not even going. Pontificate or belabor point. Let's just go straight to the music for those who are still a little sleepy like me. And let's get on off into this. We got some stuff to discuss. Is anybody excited? You happy to be in the land of the living? Good news is you're still alive. You're still here. You still got breath in your body. You can still leave an impact. Leave your mark for the next generation. All right. Okay. Let's see. Let's go. All right. Let's get it. Ooh.
Just a fella on the street, Bob.
That's right, yeah.
the deal. Snoop Dogg in the paint like Big Shaquille. Toss me a line, I'm on the job, I'm hard at work. Freesia, my crossover show with Freesia. Teacher, just a minute, you know I've been down ever since I came up in it. They call me the pick of the litter, the big game spitter. Uncle Boo said, get him Snoop Dogg, so I bit him.
The work just begins. Disclaimer. Let me get my disclaimers going on. Some people a little upset. They're a little angry. There is no possible path to victory for Donald Trump. It's a wrap. Bye. Bye, Pinocchio. You won't be missed by me. By the way, Sabor got something for you, but you won't be missed by me. Let me say it again. There is no possible path to victory for Pinocchio number 45, Donald Trump, in the Electoral College. Now, I never do this. Let me hit the thumbs up real quick for my own self before somebody else say it tonight. Let me hit the thumbs up for my own self. Sade, say it again. Bye, Felicia. She said, bye, Felicia. I'm going to say, bye, Pinocchio. And Amp said it. Gone to jail, gone to prison, and don't pass go. How about that? Let's get to it. It is what it is. I don't feel no type of way about him being out there. Now, to the other African American people who was telling African American people not to vote, and they was stupid if they voted for Biden, and they on this agenda, let's see if you have a seat at the table. Let's see where you sitting at. And like I said over here, we don't believe in sitting at people's tables. We believe in creating our own table. Political parties are not the end. They are not the it all be all. They're just a means to an end. We know that. Some people get wrapped up, tied up, twisted up, tangled up, deceived up, into believing otherwise. It is what it is. Isn't that what he said about coronavirus for all the 200,000 plus people who are dead? We are still in a pandemic. Isn't that what he said? It is what it is. Ain't that what he said? It is what it is. Let the record show. Facts don't lie. The video ain't lying. That came from his own lips, out his own mouth. Oh well, it is what it is. No nonsense news tonight. Somebody said po tank tank. Sade, Amp, Bushes, what's up? Somebody said po tank tank. I don't feel no type of way. No nonsense news. People over profits. Facts over foolishness. Let me say it again. People over profits. Facts over foolishness. Life over death. Truth over lies. John James in the state of Michigan. Let me break this news to you real quick. You're not going to the Senate this year. You didn't get that seat. And I didn't vote for you to go back nowhere. I didn't vote for you to get there in the first place. Let me be clear. Because I've been in town hall conferences with Gary Peters and them since March, when I choose to show up and participate. My thing was run the bills before y'all pass it in the Senate so I can look at it. Let's move on. Engage, people. Just because it's another president and vice president coming in does not mean that you don't still engage. That doesn't mean that we still don't do the work. We know better than that. We're not little kids over here. We are not novice. We know that we have to actively engage and participate. That means ground game on. Can't stop, don't stop, won't stop. The work continues. Hey, Half Pint, how you doing? Oh, what's been good, Half Pint? It is good to see you. How are you? Letha, I see you. You're inside A. All right, no nonsense news. Disclaimer. Graphic content will be shown, may be heard. Viewers' discretion is advised. What you are about to hear may be hazardous to your carnality and your stink paradigm. Let me say it again. What you are about to hear. What you are about to hear may be hazardous to your carnality and your stink paradigm and your old ancient ideologies. Disclaimer, viewers' discretion is advised. Right, right now. AAs, turn up. To historically Black universities, thank you for doing what we do best. Thank you for doing what you're known for doing. Thank you once, thank you twice, plenty much love. That's right, do what we do. In spite of people sitting up there being stuck on stupid, sticking to Trump like glue. All right, Mr. McConnell, I got to get you first. We're going to get to the scoreboard and I'm going to break it down. No nonsense news style. Mitch McConnell, I'm going to need you to shut up. This is why I need Mitch McConnell to shut up. Okay? And I got Cameron, you a lie on there. You and Mitch McConnell, same person. Both of y'all shut up. All right. Mitch McConnell, uh, you talking about soon as the Senate get back, y'all gonna pass us, y'all gonna work on the stimulus package? Well, let me say something to you. Let me break this down real good. In May, the House passed the HEROES Act. The Senate didn't take that up. It was money in there for people, as well as a moratorium on certain things, so people can stay in their homes and different stuff like that. Now, the bill didn't go far enough, from my perspective, but that bill that you legislated, the Careless Act bill, that didn't do nothing but give big business money. So I'm gonna need you to shut up. Okay, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said Wednesday that the Congress should approve the coronavirus relief packages before the end of the year, a shift in his recent suggestions. No, back in March and April on this channel, when I was upset at independents and Democrats and the like for making the decision that they made to vote on that Careless Act, I said, excuse me, Mitch McConnell sponsored that legislation. He is the sponsor of that legislation. After he get his cookies and get what he want and get y'all to vote yes, he gonna take his cookie jar and go home. You don't negotiate with that one. That's a no-go area, non-negotiable. For him, you got to tell him, you just one vote, and over here, it's going to be the right way or the highway. So he won re-election, and I said what I said about that last night. I ain't going to spend too much time on this lying wonder. Let's move on. Letha, if you want to pop up in here. Okay. Amp Sade got questions for you. All right. Michigan. Wait a minute. Did I go too far? Michigan. Biden got Michigan. I said that last night. Wayne County is still counting. Oakland County was still counting. As a matter of fact, urban parts of Graham still count. DeJoy. The judge said he got something for y'all because y'all played a game. And he said to get those ballots out of the post office and make sure they were delivered expediently. Republican DeJoy, who paid all those people, reimbursed them for voting for Republicans. That DeJoy. Yeah, because we still following the money, right? The judge said, okay, you want to play stupid? No nonsense news style tonight. The judge said he got you stupid. That's me paraphrasing what the judge said. He got you stupid. Since y'all wanted to play dumb and hold up ballots, he said he got that. Court made. Michigan. TI protesters showing up downtown Detroit and Wayne County. Talking about stop the count on behalf of Trump. Who y'all playing with? Because if Little Rail them come out, who back there working, Little Rail, Big Rail, Little Moo, Big Moo, if they come out, if they would have came out, you wouldn't have even been able to handle what they would have put on y'all. So stop playing in Michigan. Stop playing. Stop setting traps for yourself that you ain't gonna be able to get out of. You already know what it is. This Michigan. People can keep acting like they don't understand if they want to. They still out here shooting for fun. Not for fun, but to see how many rounds they can get off. You better stop playing. because Little Real them, they gonna go. They ain't getting ready to come out and say a word to you. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Let me get to this. Hey, Dre Day. Shout out to Michigan. Dre Day in the building, Michigan in the building. Yes, Dre Day. Again, stay actively engaged. This work don't stop. The work don't stop. We still hold people accountable. We keep their feet to the fire. Just because they got elected, what? You think we bag up and recant? You think we can lay down? No, that ain't the way we roll over here. We intensify. By the way, Microsoft, Google, Apple, Adobe, all of them are continuously being hacked and have been hacked. So for all of us who have apps installed by them, they are continuously being hacked. They want to be out there yelling. So they're going to continue to chant, stop the count is what they're yelling. Now, Michigan, like I said, Lil Real and them, they sitting back chilling, observing all of this. Little Real, little Moo, Big Real, Big Moo. And when they come out, it's on go. You don't roll up to nobody's job yelling all this foolishness and nonsense. Now, when they put something on y'all behinds, you're gonna be sitting up looking stupid. Amp, you said that's hilarious. Hey, Sweet Pea, how you doing? And you know they will. You know they will. But our congrats go out to former attorney Tabitha Marsh, who is now Judge Tabitha Marsh. Again, she was in the runoff for judge, and I congratulated her then. We did a congratulation then when she was one of the finalists to run for judge in the state of Michigan in Genesee County. Well, she got the seat. So remember last year she was on for Mother's Day. So Tabitha Marsh, congratulations. Now Judge Tabitha Marsh. Congratulations are in order. So let's pull this up. And I'm just gonna play a little bit of this. So other people's personal information and just post now all this is Judge from Tabitha where they live Marsh to now. Where they work.
some people are just, I call them stupid social media users.
Well, one of the things that is important, and this is one of the, well, it's two sides to the same coin when we come
I'm
when
good,
we think
Sweet
about
Pea.
social media. With social media, the upside and the good thing is you're able to reach a number of different people, connect with people that you never had the opportunity to connect with before. On the other side, or that you haven't been able to connect with it in quite some time,
Right.
which is very rewarding, refreshing. You know, you see your long lost cousin or your high school friends, elementary teacher, what have you. The other side is the how it makes things impersonable. You think that when you post something, because it's not someone there tangible with you, or you're not having a live conversation with someone at that moment, it almost makes it seem as though it's no repercussions to it, or it's just kind of out there without someone else on the other end, when in reality there's tons of people on the other end, people that you may not even realize are able to access this information and see this information. So, like I said, one of the downsides is that it's
Hey, Bootsy.
more, it causes us to be more impersonable. So what we see with a lot of young people, their relationship skills, their emotional intelligence, their people skills sometimes are not as good as it could be prior to the social media phenomenon. And I think to some extent that this has something to do with that, because with these, what you call stupid social media people,
Users.
social
and
social media users.
And Miss Marsh, can I say, by the way, some of these people are in their 50s, their 60s. I'm talking about the old generation.
Hey,
I'm not
Monica.
even talking about the young kids right now. I'm talking about old people, older people, 30 and up, 25 and up. I'm
right, but
about that.
It's still the same. It's the same thing where it makes something. Trying to think of the best word to use.
This the lion den. Go ahead and roar. It's fantasy, almost fantasy.
Like a role play, yeah.
Like kind of like with video games, you get wrapped up into it and you get caught into this fantasy world, and you are a little bit more detached from reality. Yeah. And so you talk about people posting someone else's things on their site, fantasy. They're not living in the real world, or at that moment they're not engaged in what's really going on in truth. It allows you to be deceptive. You get that a whole lot with catfishing, and people saying that they're one person, or you look like this, when in reality you do not look like that. But you're allowed to, or permitted, and I'm not saying legally permitted, but you're permitted to put on this persona and do this by these different mediums. And it causes people to be out of touch with reality, and they live in a fantasy world sometimes. Right. Unfortunately.
Okay.
Are there laws that they could be breaking when they're posting this information?
Yeah.
To me,
identity theft.
And I'm not I'm not a prosecutor or anything to be putting crimes on people.
That's number one.
Like that. But you could possibly run the risk of identity theft if you're using people's personal information and you're putting it out there.
That's good.
You might be crossing that line.
Put your weight on it.
Libels, always.
Put your weight on it. Put your weight on it, Marsh.
So ahead. We had her on for Mother's Day last year. Now she is Judge Tabitha Marsh. Go ahead and clap it up for Judge Tabitha Marsh. Yes, Michigan. Yeah. Put your hands together. For now, Judge Marsh. She got it. Yeah. That's right. So congrats on that. I said, put your hands together for now. Judge Tabitha Marsh. She got that. As she so graciously blessed us with her presence last year on Mother's Day. Her presence and some free pointers. I said her presence and some free pointers. And also remember, we had another attorney on, Melissa L. Johnson, who's also from the state of Michigan, who opened up herself and made herself available to take calls concerning anything any subscriber may have had about any issue last year. Now, for the people who didn't take advantage of the opportunity, that's on you. Again, congratulations. Now, Judge Tabitha Marsh, I'm ecstatic, auspicious occasion indeed. Looking forward to touching bases with her again and just doing that smile and that embracing. Again, we stay actively engaged and continue to do the work. When you support your candidate, you make sure the candidate that you are supporting, I don't care what state they reside in, get the seat. All right, let's go to these election results. I know y'all waiting for it. Let's get to it. Let me blow it up. You said pull it back. That's right. When you are supporting your candidate, you make sure the candidate that you are supporting gets the seat. You take it by force. Taking it by force is you continuously doing that work against all opposition. Against all opposition. If everybody else turn around and go home, guess what? You stay and continue to do that work. You be the one that had that finishing grace, the grace to go the distance. The grace that you be the person that say, listen, opposition breeds opportunity. I don't care. They all walked away, but guess what? I ain't giving up. I don't back up. We keep it moving. We go forward until the objective is met and the purpose is fulfilled. So again, we got some laws that need to be changed. Now it's time for those who have not been engaged to engage. And for the African American people who were running out there talking about Trump was gonna get it, y'all look like somebody just walked right over y'all face. I need you to look down to the ground real close. Look down, look down, look down again. Oops, put your face up off that ground. Ooh, I said it. No nonsense news tonight. No nonsense news tonight. Let me pull that back. Look down to the ground. Look real close. Look again. Look a little closer. Pick your face up off the floor. Oh, well, happiness is conditional. I have eternal joy. That's not conditional. Happiness is based on circumstances and conditions. Joy is not. But I am happy and I do have joy. I'll take both. Let's take a look at this. By the way, Joe Biden, in his written contract to Black America, which is verifiable and validated, that means we can go back to the contract and look at it. What he said was his first 100 days in office, reparations. That's what he was going to sit up and sign, reparations, as a study for reparations. Let me say it again for the people who did not read his Lift Every Voice living document, which means it'll be consistently updated, that he got from African American people who had been working behind the scenes and talking to him forever. They was at Al Sharpton free conferences that he hold. And most people don't know that all of the presidential candidates who was running at that time, Al Sharpton made every last one of them declare publicly right then and there from their lips with their mouth that reparations would be at the top of the agenda. So you get all these rappers coming along who don't know it's been people working all along, or who thought people behind the scenes ain't really been doing nothing, and who, it's all right if you show up late to the game and you get us into the end zone and run the ball down the field and get that touchdown. But don't act like people ain't been out working all along. And so unfortunately, what they did was offend a lot of people, African American males, especially, who have been out there for a long time doing this. And I'm not saying they offended Al Sharpton, because he could speak for himself. He gonna say what he gonna say. But to the other brothers who was calling in, that's a little older, who've been out there in the game for a long time, they had a whole mouthful to say, and they said, wait till I see the brothers. I got some words for them. It's gonna be mano y mano. I said, oh. Anyway, let's proceed, shall we? That was my pivoting moment. Let me get back on focus. Focus, Kerensz. Fix your concentration on the specific time in the hand. Focus. Yes, Monica. Rita, let me tell you something. Trump is a supremacist. If we're going to talk about white supremacy, now let me have another pivoting moment too. What Rita said, the joke is on me. The joke will never be on me, ever. The joke has been on all y'all Trump supporters. The joke has been on every Christian evangelical who bowed down to Baal. Let me say it again, because some people going over their head, but evangelicals, because some of y'all be watching and bypassing on the channel. Let me say this. The joke is on you. You chose to bow down to Baal and worship a golden image and worship Donald Trump. The joke is on you. The joke is never on me. Not ever. But Rita Ray, while we're right here on my pivoting moment, let me make it very clear. I understood what Donald Trump was about years ago, when he refused to rent to African American people, and then he marked all of their applications as colored. Let me walk down the street real quick, since you opened up that door. I will gladly come in. Thank you. And this is my live stream anyway, so I'm going to walk down the street anyway. When he ran his fascist behind out there and said, I want to make America great again. Ronald Reagan said that. I knew what it was about then. Ronald Reagan, the one who made sure while he was president, maximum prison sentences were given. The one who privatized prisons for profits. The one who made sure, him and his wife, that it was a school to prison pipeline for youth. Yeah, that one. I knew what it was about then. See, listening is everything. Hearing is audible, but listening is a skill. Take heed how you hear what you're hearing. I was taking heed when he said what he said when he said it. That's everything. To a degree, that could be everything. Another thing he did was say, I'm the law and order candidate. That was Richard Nixon. And Lord knows he didn't like black people. The Drug Enforcement Agency, that came from him. High sentences on weed, ganja, reefer, that was him. Sending people to prison for being hooked on drugs, that was him. So when Trump ran his fascist behind out there and said what he said, I understood. Very clear. He made it very clear where he stood at. Again, over here, we believe political parties are not the end. They're just the means to an end to get a legislation passed that's advantageous for people. So the joke is on y'all Trump supporters who had y'all tied up, tapped up, tangled up, and bamboozled all up in his behind. And oh, yes, I said that. Because while y'all wanted to be stuck on the 1994 crimes bill, which has some good aspects in it, because it also included the Domestic Violence Act against women in it, which should have been separate, which really shouldn't have never passed that Bill Clinton signed. What you forgot to talk about was the fact that Joe Biden also co-sponsored legislation for the Second Chance Act. Did y'all forget that? Oops, I forgot. But y'all only like to take some only like to take half of the information. They don't like to take the good, the bad, and the ugly. Well, welcome to Truth Serum tonight. We take all of it. Nobody can name me anything good that Donald Trump has done for any ethnic group other than his wealthy friends, who really, he ain't done nothing good for them because they all took a hit going to prison behind all of his shenanigans and his lies. And guess what? In spite of it all, one thing that I never lost was my joy. I still got joy. Good, bad, when things are going good, when times are much tighter, whatever. But this one right here should be on his way to prison. Like Sade said, bye, Felicia. I said, bye, Pinocchio. You won't be missed. You stripping those kids away from their parents. You won't be missed. You, Trump, and you Trump lovers. The one who said quality control agents in water. Go ahead and let the cancerous toxins ride. Yeah, let me make it plain, so some people act like they don't get it all the time. Yeah, Trump, the one who went in and made sure he repealed legislation for quality of air, water, life. We are in a pandemic. That one. Who said, oh, let the green gas initiatives roll? That one. Yeah. The one who went in with a vitriol at the Affordable Care Act, which covers pre-existing conditions. That one. The one who opened up 40 new private prisons called detention centers. The same mess Reagan did, and called them detention centers, and ended up incarcerating a bunch of black people as well as other ethnic groups. That one. Oh. Oh, Rita, say whatever you go say. Hey, John. But Rebecca, let me tell you something, and then I'm gonna block you. See, because you, little Miss Missy Moo, who like to post whatever you like to post, let me break it down and make it real plain to you real quick. Jennifer Rebecca, I'm talking directly to you, the one who's not been sanctioned to say anything in this chat. Let me make it plain to you. Trump has lied. Like he the father of lies. The guy that I rock with said he hates a liar. Now, and because he's lied for 4 years, you have revealed yourself and exactly where you stand. You rock with liars. We don't get down like that over here. Not only do you rock with a liar, you rock with a thief, and you rock with a criminal and a crook. Not only that, you rock with somebody, since you've been supporting Trump, who thinks it's okay to make a mockery out of human life. We don't get down like that over here. Now, Jennifer Rebecca, let me tell you this. Now I'm getting ready to block it. And you revealed your evil self. Okay? Now you get ready to get blocked. There is no evil over here residing on the inside of me. Good and evil can't dwell in the same place at the same time. Jennifer Rebecca, goodbye. 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 Now, hey, Grandma K, how you doing? Hey, John. Monica, you said no block parties. Listen, the block parties didn't already started because there's no possible path. Now that I've pivoted and I've spoken with Jennifer, Rebecca, and whoever, Rita, I'm not gonna block you because Rita, your opinion is your opinion, and whatever you say is whatever you say in terms of delusional, whatever. But Jennifer, Rebecca, no, 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 no. Rita, I ain't blocked you all these years, and you've always said what you wanted to say, and I'm gonna always say what I want to say. Period. Now, Arizona is not in play, John. Biden already got that. All right. So, oh, Dre Day, I understand. But Rita is Rita. She say what she say, and I say what I say, and we keep it moving, just like that. Period. Okay. Biden, Electoral College, 267. 264, excuse me, 264. 270, that's it. Nevada, right here. Which is trending heavily towards Joe Biden. 75% report, and they said everything that's out in terms of an absentee ballot are coming from urban areas, which vote heavily Democratic. That's 6 right there. 270 is it. That's why I said this is a wrap. Trump has no possible path of getting 270. It's a wrap. It's over. It's done. That's why I said bye Trump, bye Pinocchio. If Trump got Pennsylvania, which would be 20, he still wouldn't have enough. If Trump got North Carolina, which is 15, still wouldn't have enough because he had 214, right? So let's do some math. If Trump got Georgia, which is 16, he still wouldn't have enough. All he would have is 265. You need 270. There is no possible path to victory for Donald Trump. It's a wrap. For that Pinocchio, bye. Bye. Bye, Pinocchio. Sabaoth waiting on you. The God of angels waiting on you for doing all that lying and all that other stuff you did to kids and family. Waiting on you for saying it is what it is for all those people who died with COVID-19, aka SARS-2. Yeah. All that conniving with Russia. So, Monica, I know you say block parties ain't started, people waiting. I ain't waiting. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Wrap it up. We can wrap this up. Trump was the one that ran out and had these people say stop counting. If they stop counting, it's definitely a wrap. But people gonna continue to count. It's called integrity. It's called ethics. It's called character. It's called righteousness. Oh, you said where did the other 11 come from? Monica, because he got Wisconsin. Joe Biden ended up getting Wisconsin and Michigan. And yesterday when we were watching, remember Michigan, which they had Michigan trending red, and a lot of people were a little scared. And Michigan is still counting, by the way. And I said, don't be scared because Wayne and Oakland hadn't been counted. And that's where the large number of voters are. And then guess what else they found? Some ballots in Grand Rapids in the urban areas that needed to be counted. So that was just more votes for Joe Biden, period. The way Detroit goes in this state is the way the vote goes, period. Detroit is the one with all the numbers, always have been. Wayne and Oakland. Detroit. However Detroit votes, the person is going to get it, period. It's always been that way. If Detroit don't show up and vote, then it gets shaky. So he got Michigan and Wisconsin. Both of these were leaning towards red, but 99.9%. He got Arizona. So that was a wrap. Michigan, we had 16 electoral college votes. Wisconsin, 10. Arizona, then in the states where they divide the electoral college up, that was it. It's a wrap. Nevada, which is leaning towards him, at 75% count, like they said, per county by county. And that's what I was watching all night and all morning and off into the day. When I got off live last night, I went county by county. I wanted to know what the county percentages were, what the county tallies were, how the counties were reporting. And so when I kept looking at Wayne County and Oakland County and other counties that are heavily Democratic in urban areas, and I said they had 30% of the votes being counted up, I said, no, Trump don't have Michigan. It's going to go for Joe Biden. But also in these other areas, It's the urban counties that usually vote Democratic that are still out. So there is no possible path for Donald Trump to get to 70. It's a wrap. It's over. It's over. Period. Done with it over. Sade. John, the Associated Press be running behind. That's the thing with the Associated Press. I am on the New York Times, John, because the Associated Press was running behind. They was running behind yesterday too. And their projections and updates in terms of being close to real time, they've been running behind. And Mac, you said Biden has a chance to get Georgia. He does. He has a chance. He still got a chance to get Georgia, South Carolina, and Pennsylvania. He still has a chance to get all four that's out there. But all he needs is Nevada. And if he gets anything above Nevada, that's just like a cherry on top of icing on cake. But Monica Mo, that's why I said it's a wrap. Yeah, Sade, he did some division. And Half Pint, you said your niece had COVID and she was 9 months pregnant. The baby died. Oh, I am so sorry to hear that, Half Pint. Condolences go out to you and your family. Yes, Sade, he's the biggest liar ever. One of the biggest liars. Here's the thing, though. I'll say it again. Kamala is going to be that Senate vote. Okay? So you can add her to the Senate. She's going to be a vote for the Senate on the Democratic side. If Republicans keep control of the Senate, they can veto whatever Joe Biden is passing. They have veto power. I think people forget that. I think people forget that in branches of government, they have vetoing power. Like he can push something through and they can veto it. So while I say he's the next president, remember, it's oftenly said over here, we say it often, political parties are not the end. They're just the means to an end, a vehicle to get to where legislation needs to be. That's it. Oh no, John. They can keep counting just like they counting in Michigan. They still counting in Michigan too. So for Arizona, that was a wrap. They still counting. But like they said, them absentee ballots that they count in Arizona, those were from urban areas, Democratic areas. So I understand what you said, why they reporting whatever they reporting, when they still counting in Michigan too, because like they said, all of the ballots will be counted. But the ballots that's hanging in the balance are coming from the urban Democratic areas, the suburban areas, and the rural areas that have always went Republican have been counted. It's a wrap. Trump is out. Period. End of story. Wrap it up. They're going to continue to count. People going to continue to count. It was Donald Trump who's been running out yesterday and said, stop the count. And so that's why you had these little goofies show up in Michigan talking about stop the count, stop the count. Now, we just saw the video. And the judge said no. Secretary of State and governors are saying no. Continue to count, continue to count. And it's also that mess Donald Trump and Jordan and pulled at the post offices with all those absentee ballots that they did not get to the election sites that were Democratic. Those gonna go for Joe Biden too. See, people want to sit up and play games all day. We don't have time for this foolishness over here in the United States of America. The urgency of now has already far past us. It's gone. 220,000 plus people from COVID-19 are dead. We knew last year in 2019, that's why it's called coronavirus COVID 2019, that COVID was in the air. This one set up and lied, downplayed it, said whatever with the people who did die, been playing a game with American people's lives. And if people can't comprehend and understand that, it's going to hit you, but when it hits you, it's going to be too late. See, because a lot of people who thought it was a joke, they ended up dead. Video after video. They were in the hospital on their dying bed, and their family couldn't be there saying, we thought this was a hoax. Now they gone. It's a wrap. We don't have time to play games over here. And like I said, I don't care who gets elected. You hold their feet to the fire. But the thing about Trump was he was hard-hearted and unwilling to listen, wouldn't turn, no contrition. Stiff-necked, hard-hearted, with no contrition. So they're going to continue to count, and rightly so. But it's a wrap. It's over. And my goodness, if Georgia goes Democratic, because they have 49 and 49, it's the urban areas, it's the Black areas in Georgia that they waiting on, that they still count. That's going to be interesting. Because the last time Georgia voted for a Democrat was in 1992, and that was for Bill Clinton. That would be very interesting, Matt, since you said Georgia is still in play. That would be interesting. Like I said, Nevada is already trending there. By the way, in my state, Gary Peters is back in. John James is out. Good, John James. Like I said, I didn't vote for you in the first place. Funny person in person, hilarious personality. But that don't mean nothing in terms of policy and legislation and moving agendas through that's advantageous for people. That's where all that laughing ceased. Hey, G Money. Matt, well, Republicans been playing a game. Monica, you said I don't want no bipartisan. John, I see you posted the link, but like I said, right here, they showing you where the count is. 86% reporting. In Michigan, like I said, we still counting here. But it's already been given to Joe Biden because what they're counting is in urban areas. Those are urban counties. Those are Democratic counties that Republicans don't take, period. So they can continue to do whatever, and rightly so. Like I said, continue to count. But in those Black urban areas, Black people didn't vote for Trump. Why we right there? Why we're right there, and let me show you how. Somebody jumped up in the chat months ago talking about Trump gonna get 13% of the Black vote. That was a lie. See, people been out here believing lies and delusions and illusions. Like a Tabitha Marsh, now Judge Tabitha Marsh said, people in fantasy land, they've been in a fairy tale land, and they don't know what's real and what's fake because they allow themselves to be deceived. Bewitched, tricked, bamboozled, hoodwinked. They believed a deceiving spirit, somebody with a spirit of deception, a deceiver, a master deceiver. Well, let's go here. Trump didn't get the Black vote either. What he get the last time, 8%? Let's break down this vote. Let's see which way the vote went. By demographics, by ethnic groups. But I said to people before, when we looked at the statistics and let the record show, the African American people didn't send Trump to the White House in the first place. We didn't do that. I said we didn't do it the first time. And I said we're not going to do it a second time. We didn't do it the first place. We didn't send them up there. Other ethnic groups did. That wasn't us. That was others. We didn't do that. And why would we? He's sitting up there saying everything that Nixon and Reagan said, who meant us no good as a people over here in the United States of America. Why would we? No, not I. That that wasn't us. No, sir, no, ma'am. That was not us. Oh, where is my statistics I had up yesterday? Oh, here it is. It's still loading. And people, I haven't forgot about Alaska. They only have 3 electoral colleges. That still wouldn't give Trump enough. So it is what it is. It's a wrap. You know what, Half Pint? The Latinos didn't go for Trump like everybody thinking that they did. Go to Arizona real quick. The Latinos, when I looked at the breakdown last night, they were going for Biden. But it was a divide even amongst Latinos there. Like Latinos, women, females were voting for Biden. You know, when you break down the demographics of each group, females, some males, Biden had like 50% of the Latino vote. And I'm talking about overall now. I'm not talking about in specific states. I'm talking about overall. Pine, you said he been cheating, he fake. We just don't have time for foolishness. I don't care who it's coming from. I don't care who it's coming from. I really don't. But the hypocrisy becomes from this administration, as well as some evangelicals, is when they want to run out here all day, talk about right to life and all this other stuff. Then you have Trump turn around and use an aborted baby and some stem cell research medication for COVID-19. The hypocrisy becomes when they want to talk about the aborted kids who didn't make it and a woman's right to choose, and try to violate or work like some witches and some warlocks and tell a woman or a man what they can and cannot do with their body in terms of a woman rights to choose, a woman choice or whatever. Excuse me, you don't get to rule over anybody. Leadership and rulership is different. It's a difference. And that's the problem. They think they can rule over somebody. No, they think they can lord over somebody. That's their problem. They want to be your lord. That's always been an issue with them. You're trying to be the lord over somebody's life, and you're not. You ain't smart enough for that. With your little finite minds. That's the problem with evangelicals. They want to lord over somebody. No. Everybody has a free will. What they decide, they'll have to deal with the consequences of their own actions. Instead of showing love, like they claim they're supposed to love everybody, all they show is a bunch of foolishness and folly. Many. See, that becomes a problem. Don't no man or woman need to be lording over nobody else on this earth. Period. On rock that way. And that's their problem. Then they want to come out and condemn everybody else. And behind closed doors, they're doing the same thing that everybody else is doing. Hypocrisy. They want to talk about this being aborted, that being aborted, that being aborted. And like I said, I would that everybody would live, even little kids and babies. Life over death, okay? But you don't even want to support the living. When the living get murdered, they silent. They don't have nothing to say. When the living are hungry, clothesless, need shelter, where they at? They so concerned about the dead, they ain't even taking care of the living. Now, the same Christian Bible that they claim in the New Testament said, the poor you will have amongst you always. take care of them. Are they doing that? Oh my goodness, I feel a pivot coming on right now. Are they doing that? Or are they being like some Sadducees and Pharisees? They ain't being no good Samaritans. They got they snooty, persnickety noses up in the air instead of helping overall. And I'm not talking about some people going to be like, well, my evangelical group do this and this and this. I'm not talking about your specific evangelical group. I'm talking about overall, holistically. Yeah. When it's time to serve, where they at? When it's time to be on the front line against this police brutality, where they at? When it was time for them to call Donald Trump out for lying every day and all day, where were they? Where were they? They shouldn't shut him down when he was talking about that handicapped reporter and making fun of kids. The first lie that came out of his mouth, they should have shut him down. Where were they then? Hey, Tanny, how you doing? No, we don't do dictatorship. We don't do dictatorships. And this is the Associated Press. I want to go to New York. New York Times has been the one that I've been keeping up on. Everybody else been running over to the Associated Press. The Associated Press is not keeping up with real time like the New York Times is. The Associated Press is behind. They have a delay. Everybody's on some type of delay, but they are like 30 minutes delayed, 20 minutes delayed. That's why I had to switch off from them yesterday. Like I said, I wanted to be in as close as to real time as I possibly could. And that's why I switched over to another site. So nobody had time to be playing games. I'm gonna do the share on this. Let me hit all comments first. Okay, I gotta log in. Let me log in. Let me log in without people knowing my passwords. Even though the hackers don't give a darn. They don't care. Let me log in so we can look at this from the New York Times, who has been the most fluent in updating their information in real time as accurately as possible. Associated Press is always behind by 30 minutes. So like I said last night, couldn't keep looking at their stuff. But yes, that's the way I feel about some of this hypocrisy that's been going on within this Trump administration, within evangelicals who ran out here and act like they didn't lost their mind because they didn't gave it over. They need to stop it. And while they sitting up here trying to condemn somebody else, they gonna be held accountable for the foolishness they've been doing. They need to stop trying to lord over people like they a god, because they not. Here trying to act like they. That day is over. Enough with that. Okay, and so. All right, I'm gonna do the share on this. If they make me log in, I'll just. Oh, there it is. Finally. No. New York Times, I don't need y'all synchronized across the board. No. All right. Okay, so this is reloading. And again, this is the New York Times, because yesterday, watching the two, from state results to New York Times, digital results to Associated Press. Associated Press was always 20 to 30 minutes behind in reporting. And then, like I said, it's that quick fix where they try to come through real quick and give an update. No. We're not doing that. So let me do the share on this. This is Arizona. Because people was wondering about Arizona. And like I said, Arizona has already been called for Joe Biden, period. End of story. Like Michigan was called for, and they still count. All right. So here it is, Arizona. But let me scroll down. So when we're strolling down, what you have to look at is by county. All right. If you know, like here, let me give an example. You know, the population is close to 1 million people in one area. And no other area have 1 million or 2 million people in that area. Then you get the 1 million people, or even 500,000 people, or even 600,000 or 700,000 or 800,000 to show up and vote. And the other little areas only got 40,000, 20,000, 5,000 people in it. The numbers don't compute. Same thing in Michigan. That's why I said they can count whatever they want to count. That's fine. Whether it's considered Republican, independent, whoever, whatever. But the numbers are always in Detroit. They have the most registered voters, period. Detroit always has the most registered voters, period. And when Detroit show up and vote, and they start counting in this heavily Democratic area, urban area, I don't care who else votes got counted. They got the numbers. They getting ready to run everybody up on the scoreboard in numbers because they showed up to vote. Well, so when we're looking at this, and when I'm saying the reason they called Arizona for Biden was because you look at the counties, they're Democratic counties. That don't mean you stop counting, because they're counting in Republican counties too. But they told you already. They got the numbers, more people, more population of people reside in that area who showed up to vote. So while people are pontificating about why this got called, I already said it. They're going by county. The same thing I was doing last night. When I said, when everybody thought Trump was going to get Michigan, I said, wait a minute. Detroit only reporting. They was only reporting. Wayne County, let me be specific. Wayne and Oakland County were only reporting at 30%. When they get to 90.99% or halfway there, the vote's going to start shifting. The numbers going to start running up. They got the numbers. It's highly populated there. So hopefully I'm making it make a little bit more sense. So all these other little areas with, you know, whatever. Well, when you get the big areas with the most people start running the numbers up, it's a wrap. When they show up to vote, game over. They got more people than you do in your county. You only got 5,000, they got 1 million. You only got 50,000, they got 2 million. It's a wrap, it's over. Yeah, your vote got counted, they still count, but the other areas getting ready to wrap you up. It's a wrap. And so it's going with Arizona. When they finish counting, like the urban area 75%, this area 67%. When they get finished counting the highly populated urban areas, it's a wrap. It's gonna be a wrap. And so Arizona got called for Joe Biden early on. Got there, just like Michigan. When Michigan got to a certain point, percentage of areas, it was a wrap. So let's take a look at exit polls and who got what in terms of vote. Yeah. Yeah, Teeny, I didn't already gave my amen. And yeah, Trump does. He need to go to jail. So like I said, for the people who still out there pontificating or may not have understood why, you know, whatever, Associated Press, why they behind, whatever. Like I said, Associated Press is always at least 30 to 20 minutes behind. Don't nobody have time to be, like I said, I wanted to go to the site who had the information and close to real time as much as possible. I don't have time for them sites that's a day late and $1 short. The information that you telling us, we already knew 30 minutes ago. And then you go back and you update. Everybody else is 30 minutes ahead of you. You on your own time. Everybody else is in real time. You in a delayed time. Or everybody else is in a close to real time. That's what I have to say about the Associated Press that I've noticed about them. They was on a delay all day yesterday. And it seems as though they a little delayed today too. That's why I switched over to New York Times. I mentioned it yesterday. I said, do not want to play these games where they waiting to update their information. No. So here it is. People were wondering how it was looking. All right, Biden and Trump. Let me blow this up a little bit more so we can look at it. Exit polls. Here it is. Now they crunching and running numbers. Now they're giving metadata, information about information. Let's look at it. Male. They're about neck and neck with the male voters. 48-56%. Margin of error there. Female voters, 53-44%. Nope. In terms of, this is overall now. This is not for any specific state. This is nationwide in terms of how the votes were going. So let's get it. All right. White vote. About tied. 48-48. That's a dead tie. Dead heat. Everybody was wondering about Hispanic or Latino. As of right now, 33% is for Donald Trump. 63% was going for Joe Biden. So when people was running out thinking Trump was winning a Latino vote overall nationwide, no, he was not. Was he winning in certain pockets or certain little areas? I'm sure he was. He did get some of them votes. But nationwide right now, 33% is where Trump is at. Yesterday, I mentioned some people be confusing the Latinos with the Cubans and Latinos with Dominicans and and Monica Mo put it in there with Dominicans and other stuff like that. Hispanic Latino, 36% right now in terms of what's being counted and has been counted in the exit polls went for Joe Biden. 33% for Trump. I guess people forgot about the kids at the border and that mess that they pulled. I didn't like it when they did it in President Obama administration when he was in there, dividing the border division. But the thing about his administration is they made sure the kids got with their parents at the border, then sent them on. I didn't like it, but at least the kids were with their parents. Fine. But the mess this administration pulled with the kids being stripped from their parents, and they got a bunch of parents missing and they don't know where they are. Don't tell me how conscious you are and God loving and God fearing you are, and you rocking with this foolishness that this administration has been doing. I don't want to hear that mess. And that's exactly what it is. And I'm being nice when I say it. I don't want to hear that mess. That's a bunch of foolishness. And it's downright crazy. See, some people are okay with that. And I've heard a lot of people saying, don't be taking up for let's just focus on black issues and black people only, because hold on. They did that mess with my ancestors. That wasn't cool with me. When they tore slaves apart from their families, raped, beat, murdered, sodomized my ancestors. That don't sit right with me. So why would this? Because it's another ethnic group. That don't make it right. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Period. End of story. There is no discussion. None. You either for right or you for wrong. Let me simplify that. Somebody missed it. You either for right or you for wrong. So, let me get back on focus. Hispanic and Latino. 63%. How old are you? And didn't I say the young generation months back was going to show up to vote against Donald Trump? First time voters, because he went after TikTok and he went after their apps that they love so well. I said they're going to come up in a moratorium against him because he going after what they love, their social media applications. And they not going to play that game because that's what they know. They know their virtual world. They know their virtual reality. They know they love TikTok. They know they love their social media apps. That's what they love. That's what they do. And if you go after that, that's like you attacking them personally. I said that. 18 to 29-year-old. 62% Joe Biden. 24% Trump. I said, who are they factoring out? The young generation. First-time voters. I said, you go into their social media, they're coming after you with them votes. They're going to vote right against you. You just stepped over into their domain. And that's taking something away from them that they love. I said they was going to view him as the Grinch. and the wicked warlock of the USA. That's the way I phrased it then. I said that's the way they are viewing him. Because he's going after their social media apps that they love so much. They're going to vote against him. And Joe Biden got, right now, 62% of their vote. It behooves us all to pay attention. Things that don't matter to you matter to somebody else. Things that you think are oblivious probably need to be factored into the equation. Right, G Money, TikTok, Facebook, all of them. And Teeny, DMC, they behind. Like I said, Biden is at 264, so they need to play catch up and quit playing. Because they didn't already gave him Arizona delegates. They need to go on, stop playing, and catch up with it. It is what it is. Even though they're continuously counting. Like I said, when you break it down county by county, you will understand why they went ahead and said no possible way that Trump can get Arizona, because the counties that running it up in the numbers vote Democrat. It's Democrat strongholds there, or Democrat dominance. Not let me not say stronghold. Democrat dominance there. Democratically dominated areas. So, like I said, they was forgetting about the young people while they was running out talking about whatever. 30 to 44-year-old, 47% Biden, 55% Trump. That's close. That's about a tie. 45 to 64, which is in my age group. 46 Biden, 54 Trump. That's interesting. Now, this is nationwide, over 65. 52% for Biden so far, and 47% for Trump. And quite naturally, they always expect the people over 65 to come out and vote. But I think what people are going to look at is, you know, what I said they should have looked at, which is this young generation right here. Not only that, remember, a lot of Republicans who have been Republicans all their life came out and voted against Donald Trump. They were very public and open about it. And they said they would not vote for him. I said, another group that you're forgetting about is the nationalists, people who believe in nation over everything. I said you was going to have a group of people months back when we did the breakdown of political parties over here. I said you're going to have a group of people who are going to come out and vote against Donald Trump because they believe in nation over all. Nation over president, nation over Congress, nation above all. That group came out. I can't wait to see the metadata on that, the breakdown on that. They came out. Michael Steele, Republican, forever. He came out and voted against Donald Trump. You had some people who have never voted for Democrats in their entire life who came out for nation over Trump. I said that was going to happen. And I said, okay, they can sit up here and pontificate if they want to. You're forgetting about this group. You're forgetting about the political parties and different groups who believe in nation over everything else. Not only that, some people in the Democratic Party and Independent Party, people of our party, they're coming out like nation above you. Nation above all things else. Nation above all things others. For people who would not probably have voted this time, they came out as nationalists, saying nation above all other things. We have to save this country. It's an old ideology that goes back to Hamilton and Benjamin Franklin now. You said that 2G money? Yeah. Letha, you want to try bread? It looks amazing with curry chicken. Okay, that sounds good to me too. Letha down in the bottom talking about food. You want to try? Well, I had curry chicken. But that bread, I don't know what type of bread you're talking about. So when we go through and it's some things up here that they don't have posted yet, and that on this exit polling site, because each researcher and statistician, they're looking at specific things. So that's interesting. And what you don't see up here yet is the Black percentage. But last night, Black people, when I looked at on another site, when I looked at it, Black people was in the 80s going for Biden, percentage wise. And Trump was at 8%, what he got the first time when he ran. Now, after all of the votes are tallied, because keep in mind, this is just, they're updating as votes are coming in. Keep in mind that when it's all said and done, we're going to come back and we're going to look and we're going to crunch this through again. We're going to see where Trump really stood with Black voters. And he won't be standing at 13%. To that person that said months back, about 5 months ago, 4 months ago, he gonna get 13% of the Black vote. And I said, that's a lie. Oh, he didn't get 13% the first time. We didn't send him to the White House. We didn't do that. That wasn't us. That was other ethnic groups. The bread is good. What bread are you all talking about? What amazing bread are you guys talking about? Oh, Indian food. Okay. Okay, Indian bread. Okay. Oh, spicy. Okay. So getting back to this, why they down in the bottom of the chat, some of them talking about spicy Indian bread. That's good, and I want to try it. I'm up for trying it. I like food. When you start looking at the numbers and you start looking at the exit polls, this is where it stands so far. From that specific fight. Now, again, let me explain again why I said it's a wrap on Arizona. Because of the counties that's out counting, Democratic counties. Yeah, you got some Republican counties out counting too, but they don't have the population size of the Democratic counties have. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. That's the way it is. Just like I said yesterday, when I mentioned yesterday, I don't care who was running their numbers in. Wayne County and Oakland had the numbers in the state of Michigan. That was a wrap. That once they started counting, it was going to be a wrap for Trump. I wasn't overly concerned when he was leading in the polls. That didn't concern me. Because I know you got to look at the counties and how the counties vote. Here it is. All right. So and Arizona on the news just broke a story and gave another report. Another 70,000 votes is supposed to be going towards Biden that they're waiting to come in. They were just on the news breaking their own story. Saying what I said, it's by county. The counties that are coming in, that they're waiting to come in to run the numbers up on the board, are Democratic counties. Even though Republican counties are still coming in too, they don't have the population size. End of story. End of story. That's why they went ahead and gave Biden Arizona. Trump has a lot going on, and it's a shame that his own sister said that she don't believe nobody even voted for him in the first place. She don't see how nobody can vote for him, and that's a sister who was born and raised up with him. And I would think that she would know him a little bit closer, more intimately than everybody else out here, and people didn't even listen to her. But she said, okay, she called him a clown. She said she could not believe, paraphrasing, that American citizens voted for that clown, and that was his own sister. Now that ought to told somebody something. I don't think any of my siblings would come out and call me a clown in terms of business. Now, in terms of being hilarious, maybe, but in terms of handling business and all the way around, no. Or just to come out and classify me as a clown, character-wise. Okay, Butchie boy, you said John James was smiling. He was smiling yesterday. I knew John James wasn't gonna get it either, because the count wasn't in, and it was a partisan ballot to a degree. In certain sections in the state of Michigan, it was a partisan ballot. On certain areas of the ballot was partisan, and other sections were not. Proposals in Michigan, both proposals passed. California, if I can talk proposals for you, Californians, ex-felons, you can now vote in the state of California. That passed. Ex-felons in the state of California can now cast their votes from here on out, and I guarantee you they're going to be engaged. State of Michigan, our proposals on the ballot requiring law enforcement to have warrant to search your electronics and your electronic documentations. That passed. You need a warrant in this state. Nobody giving over no cell phone to you, and I always admonish people in the first place not to do that anyway without the police having a warrant. They ain't got no right searching up in your cell phone, your laptop, your desktop, whatever, without a warrant. Now, in this state, the law says they have to have a search warrant. All right. Something else that passed our ballot was the cap that was set on funding, state funding, and funds being allocated to certain places. So that's passed. Saying that that extra money does not automatically go where it had gone when Slick Rick Snyder was in office. That no, they're not going to continue to play that game. So that passed too, and so the limits is off on that. We will continue to tax gas and oil, and the funds will go where they need to go appropriately. So I did, like I said, I wanted to mention California because that was big. Ex-former felons being able to vote was huge. Okay, that was huge for people in terms of second chance and being acclimated back into America's society that needs a lot of help and a ton of work to Xfinity. So that passed. I didn't look at all of the proposals in every state, but like I said, for Michigan, that park funding proposal that passed, proposal 1 and proposal 2. Proposal 2, requiring law enforcement officials to have warrants before searching any electronic devices in this state. It's a go. It passed. It is now law in Michigan, in addition to federal law. Oh, okay. You're asking me if Kwame Kilpatrick got out? Well, let me see, because I said that yesterday too. And I'm going to show that. Kwame Kilpatrick's sister said allegedly he had contacted coronavirus. And if they tested him and he tested positive for coronavirus within, my assumption is he has it. But what she was alleging was he's been approved to be released. So let me see Butchie Boy, because that was some other news yesterday. And I said, well, I cannot wait to ask him about how he feels about what's been going on in Detroit in terms of things that he set in motion and businesses that he brought back downtown Detroit as his tenure as the mayor, and just how he got some stuff up and going and only to end up incarcerated for racketeering. And some of the racketeering that he was doing, now they want to say is legal because they passed what, legislation to make it legal? Okay, yeah. Let me see if Kwame is out. I said it, let me see if Kwame is out. Huh. People want to play games. All right. And I have to go with Fox News. Oh, wait a minute. All right. Oh, okay. I'm pulling it up, Butchie Boy. I'm pulling it up. State rep didn't spoke up. Uh-oh. All right. Camera was set. All right. Like I said, his sister was alleging that he had been approved to be released because he had coronavirus. And allegedly, until he's officially released, But here it is, State Rep Karen Wood set Kwame Kilpatrick being released from prison tomorrow. And this was 3 days ago. And they updated this recently. It was an update 17 hours ago, but Sunday, there were some unconfirmed reports that Detroit former Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick will be released from prison on Monday. However, Fox 2 in Detroit was unable to confirm that. And he served 7 years so far. He was sentenced to 28 years. But I don't know. If Kwame was out, been in his, so let me go back and see. That would have been dominating every headline here. Yeah, they said he's not been, federal officials have not confirmed the release of Kwame Kilpatrick. So it was his sister who said his paperwork was approved. And he should have been getting out. But federal officials haven't confirmed that. Let me see what they said on the news yesterday. Because I was watching the election. Oh no, this is from 2 days ago. No, Kwame, he ain't out yet. Butchie boy, he's not out yet. He's still locked up. Kwame Kilpatrick he's definitely, you can't take away from him his knowledge for business and knowing how to close deals and willing deal in terms of business. You cannot take away what Kwame Kilpatrick did in the city of Detroit while he was mayor. You can't take that from him. Because remember, downtown Detroit was looking like straight trash. Now I'm gonna say it like it is. There's no nonsense. No. Downtown Detroit had started looking like straight trash. They was letting it go to par. It was just dirty. All types of stuff was going on down there. Kwame got in there. Businesses started coming back downtown Detroit. The nice cleanup. I mean, the Riverwalk, that Riverwalk cleared it, made it beautiful again to walk downtown Detroit from Shane Park, what used to be Shane Park, which is now Aretha, whatever they renamed it, all the way up. Made it beautiful. You can walk from Core America all the way on down the strip now. From down the strip to up the strip now. Detroit, beautiful. Right there on the water with Canada on the other side of the water, which we can't go to. And when we can go back to Canada, I'm going because I need something to eat. I need some Canadian food that I've been waiting to get my lips on. That Canadian bacon and that French toast and that grilled pizza, I ain't even gonna hold it up. And if you never had it, you ain't even understanding what I'm saying. And that maple syrup. So if you ain't had it, you don't even know what I'm talking about. I can tell you it's good. It's good to my taste buds. All right. So Butchie We cannot take away. Like I said, Kwame came in, the Princess Cruise ship. All that was Kwame. Book smart, business smart, not street smart. No street smart, no street knowledge. Like all your crew done told on you like some singing canaries. You go down, everybody get to squilling. They telling stuff that is not even relevant to the case. They singing like some Girl Scouts or a choir on a Sunday service, at a Sunday service. I said, oh my goodness. All that book knowledge, business knowledge, not street at all. For people who thought, well, Kwame was that. No, he wasn't. That's why he in prison. That's one of the things that ended him up in prison. He didn't bring in, he didn't bring in people with multifaceted smartness, street and business and book. He just brought in. They were singing, and you know I'm telling the truth, Bootsy. They were singing like choir on Sunday morning. Some of them was up in there singing left and right. I said, well, goodness. What they saying is not even relevant. They telling stuff that's non-essential to the case. Just stick with the facts. Yes, no. Yes, no. True, false, true, false. Don't be making up stuff and then they up in there. What? What does that have to do with him? But you can't take away from him how he came back and flipped the city of Detroit. Can't nobody take that from Kwame. Not a single soul. How he came back down there and flipped that. He did that. That flip. And that team he had to come in and flip that, they flipped that back from a miry clay and a horrible pit. They flipped downtown Detroit. Like I said, now you can go down there, gated, walk from one strip to the other, clean, look across the water. Princess Cruise going from America over into Canada. You said no honor among thieves. Letha, you say he'll be released soon. They've been fighting for him to be released because the hypocrisy in the state of Michigan is Slick Rick Snyder should be in prison. That's number one. Environmental genocide on an entire city of people in Flint. Let me be clear about that. And that racketeering and all them shenanigans he did at a governmental level. So when the Attorney General decided to toss the other cases and people got upset, I said, wait a minute, he's still gonna have his day in court and they still get to have their day in court, and that's true. All of them still got to come to court. All the emergency managers, all of them. Now I'm pivoting now. We still on, they asked about Kwame, so I'm gonna answer that and we're gonna go back to election stuff. But I'm gonna talk about Michigan real quick. Remember, after Rick Snyder left office, they found over 1 million documents up there in Lansing. Not only did they find 1 million documents as it pertained to the water crisis here, the man-made manufactured water crisis here, that were hidden. They found cell phones and other electronics that were wiped clean. Let me make it plain. When Gretchen Whitmore and her team went in there to take office, all that stuff that they found, and Rick Snyder administration left, and people be forgetting. I ain't forgot. No, I will never forget, because like I said, I was on a team to recall Slick Rick Snyder. So why would I forget? All that stuff they found on Slick Rick Snyder, he should be in prison. No honor among thieves. Well, all that stealing he did. Let Nestle get water for free out of the 5 Great Lakes in Michigan. Nestle and others, his friends, for free. That's stealing. The way he stole Belle Isle, the way they thugged Belle Isle from Detroit. Let me say it again, the way that they thugged Belle Isle from the city of Detroit. That's stealing. Rick Snyder administration. All the racketeering he did, making sure his boys and his partners was cool. Son-in-laws, all that, son-in-law, all that mess, working for Nestle, all that stuff. Yeah, that one should be in prison. So, if we want to talk about no honor amongst thieves, the way Rick Snyder came through here and stole is definitely criminal. Stealing senior citizen Social Security checks. Slick Rick Snyder was a thief like no other in this state. Him and Engler, same person, basically. But he did worse than Engler. Yeah, his entire administration. So going back to Kwame, it's going to be interesting because Kwame could have said some things that he didn't say, and he could have told on some people for a fact, and this ain't hearsay, that I know he could have told on that he said nothing about. So when the deal was really going down, even though he said certain things about certain people, he took the heat. He took the bulk of it. So it's going to be interesting. If he's, when he gets out, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a conversation to be had. It's going to be some questions that I personally want to ask him on my behalf. That I want some answers to. I don't care if nobody else gets the answers to them. I want to ask some questions about some things that I know that happened personally, that I want some answers to. So it's going to be interesting. Rick Snyder is being sued by everybody. Class action lawsuit still on and popping in this state. He don't get to ride and walk away for free. G Money, you say he was quiet. He was a little quiet. He said some, but he didn't say what he could have said. I know that for a fact. I ain't talking about no hearsay right now. I'm talking about some stuff that I know for a fact. Uh, so it's gonna be interesting. Like I said, Kwame Kilpatrick, Butchie, you can't take nuts. Michigan, you can't take that. You can't take what he the turnaround of Detroit away from Kwame. You can't take that away because, like I said, walking downtown Detroit was straight trash. At one point, it was just it had gotten so horrible. Now we just got to tell the truth. No nonsense news started. Now it had gotten horrible. So, but he came in and he did that. His administration came in and they did that. I was like, okay, we can walk downtown again. Okay, oh, you bringing the Princess Cruise ship? Okay, businesses started coming back. I said, okay, so businesses running back down up in here, but they getting ready to get all them tax breaks. But okay, whatever you need to do with your marketing self, market downtown Detroit. He came in marketing downtown Detroit like it was the greatest thing since a sliced bread. Okay, when Kwame got in there, he was. I said, look at him. Look at him selling downtown Detroit. Remember, businesses started moving out of downtown Detroit. I'm not talking about Southfield, because that's not Detroit. I'm not talking about Dearborn, because that's not Detroit. I'm talking about they had started relocating, moving their businesses away from downtown Detroit. They were ghosts. Came back downtown, it was like right here on the water. Come on back. Come on. Come on. Come on back down here. Nobody can take that away from him. No one can take that away from him. He got caught up in some foolishness and some shenanigans and whatever, but you can't take that away from him. Like I said, in terms of businesses, remember the one time he got arrested, he was not supposed to leave the country. He went across the border to Canada, sealed that deal with Canada. He ended up getting arrested, but he was over there for business. And I was like, damn, mommy. It went across to handle that business and make sure the negotiation is secure, make sure the deal is secure, but they get ready to come get you. Next thing I know, he was on those click, click, click. I was like, man, you secured the deal. They got you. Because you wasn't supposed to leave the state. You should have had them come over here. We got to secure the deal over here. So no one can take away from Kwame that flip he did of Detroit. Can't nobody take that from him. Nobody. Not a single person. Then another part of the hypocrisy is people who was on his staff, they should have been in prison with him, but they was free. The mayor of Detroit now, he was part of Kwame's staff. And all he did was come in and run Kwame, bits of Kwame playbook. That's all he did. That's all he been doing. Shucks. Let the record show. Let the facts speak. But Yeah, Mac, you said Trump complaining about Georgia. But you said in terms of Kwame is about his side deals. But he took Christina. Yeah, Trump had been hiding all day today, though. He wasn't in the news like he's been running out to the news. He was a little hidden today, Mac. And he complaining about what in Georgia? Georgia for what? Like I said, if he get the rest of the 3 states that's out there, he's still not going to be president. The numbers don't add up. That's why I said there's no possible path for him in terms of the electoral college to be the president. Once Arizona got called for Joe Biden, and they waiting for Nevada, which is trending Joe Biden, it's going to be a wrap. So he can talk about Georgia all day long if he want to. He already got his attorneys on the ground. They've been on the ground with their foolishness and shenanigans. They're going to run up in here and try to contest some stuff. And what they're going to find is all them absentee ballots from some Democrats that didn't get counted. Then what they're going to say? Let me go back to this scoreboard and pull it up again. Yeah, he is. Wild boy. G Money, you said because he knew he was going to lose. Why would people, I just had a question. Why would people trust the con man in the first place? Trump has always been a con. Why would people trust a con man in the first place? When has he ever had any integrity in terms of handling his business? 11 bankruptcies. That's so you don't have to pay nobody. And you can exploit every loophole there is in the tax system over here. Why would they trust a con man who didn't pay his people and always filed bankruptcy? Why? That fake Trump University, where it was a real Trump University, but fake, that Trump University that folded. Why? Because he was on whatever, his apprentice program, acting, his reality TV show. See, no. People get starstruck. You know what? Bootsy, it won't be the sheriffs that come get him out. It's going to be the United States military. He keep playing. That's who on the standby. People be forgetting about Congress. I was having this conversation earlier. People keep forgetting that Congress, they could send the military to war. That Congress still is co-equal branches of government. That's them too. So they can call the marshals in, just like they could have called the marshals in and had him arrested when he was in contempt of Congress and should have had him cuffed up out of there when he didn't appear before the Congress. because he is an impeached president. They can have them same marshals come get him right on up out of there. Period. And if the marshals are unwilling to do so, then it's going to be the U.S. military, whatever branch they decide to use. That's the way that's going to go down. Okay, so I'm pulling the board back up. Let me go back to. Oh, well, looky. Guess what the Associated Press that everybody kept talking about? Guess what they have up on the board now? That New York Times had early. Well, looky. Earlier, people kept saying Associated Press. Well, look, here we are at the Associated Press. Look. Last updated at 11:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's 12:19 a.m. Guess what they finally got up? Guess what they finally got up now? Associated Press has not called the race, but guess what they finally have up here now? New York Times already had it. In the evening, they had this. Guess what they got up here now? Biden. Arizona going for who? Joe Biden. 264. Trump. 214. Even though they said the Associated Press has not called anything, guess what they got up here in their tally? Those electoral college votes from Arizona, they already got it factored in for Biden. That's why I said I was going with the New York Times earlier. They already had this. You said 215 now. How did Trump get at News 4 got 215? So where did Trump get another electoral college from? Where did he get it from? Where did he get that one from? Oh, okay. You saying 214? Okay, because I was getting ready to say Alaska only has 3. And he still wouldn't get it. He would be one short. Nevada, what y'all doing? Where's your percentage at? Yep. That was at 75% early. But then again, this is the Associated Press. So I don't know if they still reporting at 75% or if they reporting at another percentage. Because earlier I was on New York's Times results, not the Associated Press. Now you come back to the Associated Press, this where they at now. Where New York's Times digital media outlet was at hours ago. You said CNN wants ratings. All of them want ratings. Let me stop and get off the Associated Press back to New York Times because I need to know where the Senate seats are for real. Let me get off of it. let me go to go back to the New York Times. I don't have time. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Bye, Pinocchio. I need you to step back. Step back. The door is going to slam right about now. Get to stepping, Martin Lawrence. Right here. How the Trump campaign reacted when Fox News Arizona for Biden an hour ago. Fox News. Y'all telling the truth now? Yes, yes, Mac. North Carolina, everything is in Biden reach. But like I said, the interesting one to me is Georgia. Let me blow this up. I'm already got it blown up. But how Trump campaign reacted when Fox News called Arizona for Joe Biden? I don't care how he reacted. You know, he acted like a little kid, throwing a temper tantrum. So and it's so funny. So earlier, like I said to people who were watching earlier, when I said Biden had Arizona, I meant it. When I said it was a wrap, it was over. I meant it. I said, wrap it up. We're going to let them continue to count. We're going to let the populated areas that are going for Joe Biden continue to count and bring them votes in. But wrap this up. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. So, and what's interesting about me is I usually don't like to be premature and present the information. So this was well thought out. I knew this was a wrap. Talking to people earlier on the phone and they said, is it over? I said, it's over. It's a done deal. Trump is out. O-U-T out. Now, let the work begin. We still have to stay actively engaged. We still have laws that need to be passed. So, you know, while we know it's a wrap, we don't go to sleep. Wash our hands and be like, oh, no. We still hold people accountable. Let me go back to the let me go back to the New York Times. Associated Press be reporting too slow. They be reporting too slow. So I'm gonna go on back to the New York Times. Oh, goodness. Joseph Biden, 98% of the vote is in Michigan. So now, like I said, but they call Michigan officially for him. They, but like I said earlier, they wanted to continue to vote, but at 98%, that's rest of those votes were going for. So, 5.4 million voters reported, and what's interesting is, yesterday with the absentee ballots, Michigan knew they had 5.6 million people to vote. Now, I'm sure some other people within the margin of error ran out and voted too. Within that margin of error, Michigan already knew that in this state that they had 3.2 million people vote absentee. That was already known. based on the absentee ballots they received back that were sent out. Okay, for people who voted absentee. So, because we cannot start counting here by law until the day of, that's why our vote count was so slow in this state. It was probably around 9 that they had really started counting the absentee ballots, 9 p.m. yesterday, Eastern Standard Time last night, that they had begun to count absentee ballots in this state. And so, you know, you have 3.2 million, and let's subtract some, 3.2 million absentee ballots, and then the counting begins. And I'm not going to subtract anything for the rural areas that went from Trump in some suburban areas that was counting real quick. And I said, oh, that's interesting. But I'm going to leave that right there. But we had 3.2 million absentee voters this year. State of Michigan has roughly 10 million people that reside here, roughly 10 million. And so for us to get half of the half of the people to turn out and vote like that, that was a record number for us in this state. Record number of voters that turned up to vote in this state. It was a record number for us in this state. Showed up to vote. Like I said, President Obama, everybody was turned up to vote, showing out. The excitement was in the atmosphere. The first time he ran for president, I remember the lines being extremely long in Detroit, downtown Detroit, us being crammed all together, watching him give his speech at his campaign rally with all them snipers on the building. But yes, I was noticing the snipers on the building. And it was just 1 million people down there, 1 million people downtown Detroit. We all cramped up in there together. So voting when President Obama, his first run, was turned up in the state too. So Michigan came out again to vote. They came out again years later to vote. So hey, Brown Sugar, how you doing? Oh, you in DC? Oh, okay, Teeny. You say y'all turning up, huh? All right. I know DC was turned up in front of the White House yesterday. As a matter of fact, it was some fighting going on. I saw it on a news clip. Michigan. Let me show you what we were waiting on last night in Michigan State. What we were waiting on last night. Right here was Wayne County and Oakland County. We was waiting on them. That's what we was waiting on last night. We were waiting for Wayne and Oakland to get to that 98%, then wrap it up, because they running the numbers up. It's the most populated area in the state of Michigan are Wayne and Oakland counties. In terms of people. And you look at the other counties Trump got. That's why I said yesterday, these other counties that was trending for Trump, it didn't make a difference to me, because I know how we are populated here. I know how our population is here, county by county. So that I was not even phased. I said, okay, whatever. He got all the other little counties, but they don't have the numbers. They don't have the population size. So it didn't faze me. I said, I already know where the numbers are, where they've always been. It is what it is, right? So all of these that Republican voting counties, they were at 98%, 97% yesterday, last night. They had already been counted, but look at the population sizes in the area. 6,000 people, 7,000 people, 4,000 people, 3,000 people. That's why I said that y'all don't have the numbers. The same analogy I was using for Arizona earlier in the chat, when people were saying, is it a sure thing about Arizona? And I'm saying, yeah, when you break it down county by county, because the other counties don't have the numbers. I don't care if the other counties came up to vote. You only got 7,000 people going up against 1 million or 2 million people. The numbers don't add up. The counties that are heavily populated are going to run the numbers up on the election board. And those are the counties, even in Arizona, that's running the numbers up on the election board for Biden. I said, they're going to run the numbers up. Okay, you done counting the other counties. They don't have the numbers. You only got 5,000, 6,000 people out there who can vote or who are registered to vote. And the thing about Michigan is, you can go the day of, not be registered to vote, and your vote still count. See, we passed some laws here for voting rights. A few years ago, we passed some laws here for voting rights. We passed laws here for absentee ballot. We did that to make sure that everybody can get an absentee ballot without a reason. Like you got to be out of town and then we'll send you an absentee ballot, or you at work and whatever. You having a surgery, whatever. No, we passed a law that said everybody can get an absentee ballot and vote absentee. Citizens here. We passed that a few years back. So, again, Fox News came out and called Arizona for Trump too. Interesting. Bye, Pinocchio. Go home to prison and tell them lies you've been telling to somebody else, because I don't want to hear them no more. Go lie somewhere else. Oh, I'm good, brown sugar. Trump turned off the lights at the White House. He turned off the lights. He lighting the candle. He in there listening to some Patty Pendergrass. Turn off the lights to light a candle. Turn them off. And light a candle. He in a romantic mood. goodness. No, you don't come out and defy people like this and think it's cute and funny. People are like, what is she laughing for? Because you don't come out and defy people like this. People talking about they love the Lord. God ain't winking and blinking at this foolishness that's been going on in the land. Shucks. Out here playing, always want to slang God across somewhere, or they God or whoever they supposed to be representing. But been out here acting like Satan little helpers. No, we don't get down like that over here. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Period. End of story. There is no discussion after that. You can wrap it up with me. Conversation over. Okay, so let's go and look at the Senate. And I don't want to look at the Senate on the Associated Press, but like I said, they be behind. Gotta go to New York Times. Shoot. New York Times Digital. Oh, I feel good in my sanctified soul. Can I get a yeah? But like I said, the work don't stop. The work don't stop. Ooh. Mitch McConnell, let's see if you truly got Kentucky. Because y'all played a game down up in there too. Y'all got some ballots still out. Mm. Ah, it's 48 and 48. Okay, let me show this on this. This is the Senate now. Well, Senator Gary Peters, because it was 48 to 47, but Senator Gary from Michigan is going back. So we know the +1 seat, gain of a seat in the Senate is coming from Gary Peters, Michigan. 4 remaining. Well, we count Kamala Harris as vice president. She'll be able, because she was a senator, she'll be able to go and vote with the Senate. And Kamala, use your authority to go and vote in the Senate. And you'd like to say the tiebreakers. Shucks. Senate, 48 and 48. Oh my, oh me. The Republicans did flip a seat. The Democrats flipped 2 seats. Now, Democrats are independent. I'll say it again, Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell, there's no way that they should be going back. Your ground game was weak. That's why I said you don't wait to the year of. Your ground game has got to be 24/7, 365 days, from state to state, city to city. So we'll see. Still got Georgia. Georgia's gonna be a runoff in Georgia. African American gentleman there is running off with a Caucasian lady. So in terms of that Senate seat, so they're gonna have to vote in Georgia again for one of those specific Senate seats because of that tie, and then it's gonna have to be a runoff there in Georgia to see who will be going from there. But also, Tim Cotton shouldn't be going back. It's a lot of senators that's going back that shouldn't be going back on both sides of the aisle, but on the Republican Party, definitely. So back in the dead heat. Another thing, last night I said Collins got Maine. Well, when I got off yesterday morning and I was listening, I said, oh, they were saying Maine is different. If she doesn't get a certain percentage in Maine, she's not going back either. I wanted to see if she got her percentage. They say Maine is totally different from everybody else. Okay, she got it. She got that 50% threshold. Okay, because yesterday when I was like, y'all sending her back again, she was not at that 50% threshold. And in Maine, if you don't reach that 50% threshold, you can be at 99.9%. They will not send you back. You will have to do something different. They do it differently there. So, okay, so she is going back. And like I said, they should have been on her head, so she didn't go back. You say he in his feeling because he know he on his way to jail. Oh well. And then what he said about 220,000 people who died from coronavirus. Oh well. It is what it is. That's what he said. It is what it is. Oh well. Okay. I want to see what the House is doing. Did anybody go see the update on the House? I haven't seen the House since this afternoon. Let me see where the House is at. Again, Trump don't have a possible path to be president in the United States of America. It's a wrap. So I want to say to him and Mike Pence, goodbye. Mike Pence knew better too. He's supposed to be a evangelical, and he out there, we're sin does abound, grace does much more abound, on all that sin that they like to call it in the evangelical circles that Trump been doing. All he had to say was, where sin does abound, grace does much more abound. What? But everybody else was on their way to hell. Let them tell it. See? Huh? Sowing and reaping is real, ain't it? Sowing and reaping is real. Hmm. 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 Okay. Everybody in the bottom like, bye, bye. You said 3,000 charges? I don't know, G Buddy. Okay, I want to look at the house and then I'm going to get off here. Like I said, Biden got it. Oh, goodness. Because that mess that was pulled for the last 4 years wasn't funny or cute. That stuff was stinking to high heaven. As my mother would say, it stinks to high heaven. And why I'm laughing, let's stay cognizant of the fact that we still have to be engaged. We got some laws to get on the books. It ain't over. The work is never over. This got to be the Associated Press. Associated Press, I can't go with y'all. I'm going to have to go with New York Times. Because this is the same stuff that was up here yesterday. Or, yeah, yesterday. Tenny, you say he didn't turn off the lights? Well, wait a minute. Okay, I'm gonna go to the house real quick, and then we'll see who they call Georgia for, or look at Georgia's election results. Dre Day is left. Okay, okay. So we know 218 is control of the House, right? Whoever gets to 218 will have the majority of the House of Representatives. Oh, Democrats flipped 2 seats, but the Republicans flipped 8. Wow. Democrats and independents. As mentioned yesterday, y'all was too busy up there playing. Should have been on the ground working. You have to do both. So 40 seats remaining still out there. 205 to 190. This right here is a toss-up. This is a dang on toss-up. Wow. Somebody mentioned yesterday in the chat that Nancy Pelosi came out and said that she was sure they would get it again. Nancy, y'all had 8 seats that got flipped. That's why I said I wasn't going off what Nancy said yesterday. Mm. Mm-mm. What changed? G Money. In the House, 8 seats got flipped. They gained 6. A net gain of 6. They flipped. Republicans flipped some seats. I'll have to do the breakdown on who's not going back when we come back on. Whether it's tomorrow or days from now, because like I said, I want to do the breakdown of where votes came in at and look at metadata in terms of information about information, who, like people just thinking Latinos was going to run out and vote for Trump, that they would get the numbers there. No, you seeing in the tally as it is today that that's not true. When we go back and start breaking down what group or how the demographics went for each candidate that was running. Then we'll look at who didn't go back, what House seats were taken, what Senate seats. We'll break all of that down then, but oh wow. And President Obama did give them some advice. And what he said was, don't take anything for granted. That's one of the reasons Joe Biden's had to stay out there. Oh, they still counting in Florida. 95% has been reported. Who is this though? I gotta see if I'm on the No, I'm on New York Times. I was getting ready to say, because if I'm on Associated Press, I'm getting off. But okay. Yeah, they still counting in Georgia. They still count. Right. All right. Hey, P Legal. What y'all doing in DC, P Legal? You out there turning up? P Legal, you said we need to pray. This is spiritual warfare. Trump is doing everything he can to stay in office. Yeah. People who believe in prayer need to pray. They should have been praying all along, P Legal. She said this is a spiritual battle. This ain't natural. Oh, P Legal, some people don't know how to get down like that. Oh, G Money. No. That was the Electoral College I was looking at in terms of Trump and Joe Biden. What we just got finished looking at was the House race. You know, how many seats. We looked at the Senate, and I wanted to go back and look and see what a House was. But the Electoral College votes, they are what they are. That's it. Yeah, P Legal, a lot of people have been praying though in the background. There's been a lot of people praying. This is from yesterday. We already know. Okay. Okay. When did Nevada say they would be finished counting? Now let me go see. When is Nevada gonna be finished? Let me see where they at. Oh, right, G Money. That right. It's a wrap. P Legal, you said Dark Money was fighting to keep him in there. Yeah. No, the math don't add up for Trump. That's why I said it's a wrap. Associated Press, y'all slow on reporting. Oh my goodness. Let me go to the New York Times. I'm gonna show where Nevada is at, and then okay, Nevada is at 86%. See, all right. So the Associated Press, for people who want to utilize them, they slow, they be behind in their report. Because Associated Press still got 75% up there on the board report. New York Times is at 86% of the votes being reported. Oh gosh. That's why I just got off the Associated Press website. Like I said, they reporting their stuff slow. They need to try to keep up and as close to real time as possible and stop slow dragging this information out here. So 86% is really where it's at. All right. Let me stop something again. So you said Miami-Dade is missing 27% to 47% of ballots? What? Okay, I didn't go in, and Miami-Dade is African American, period. African American / Democratic. Let me say that. Wow. Well, they already called that for yes, Teeny. Mitch is, well, if Mitch and them don't win the Senate, if they don't win the Senate, he ain't keeping nothing. If the Republicans don't win the Senate, Mitch don't get to be majority leader. If they don't have the majority in the Senate, he won't be the majority leader. And if the Democrats get in there, they better run it. The Democrats and independent get in there, they better run it. Because the Senate played games, and they always do it. There are no rules when the Republicans have control of the Senate. They don't go or play by rules. They throw the rule book out the window and create their rules as they see fit. It's a go along. It's a rule as you go type policy when they get control. If Democrats get the Senate, they better go in there and change all the rules, all of them, and run all their stuff through. That's going to be advantageous for people. I'm not talking about that stuff, that fluff stuff they want to do. No, run the people their money. And make America look beautiful, because we looking like an ancient medieval nation in terms of our infrastructures. Everybody else nation that they consider third world nations, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Smart cities, smart states, built up, beautiful. Look beautiful. You come over here, we looking like we stuck in the era, a dinosaur era, in terms of upgrading our infrastructure. We look like we stuck in a time warp. Goodness. We talk about third world country, we looking like one. Okay, P Legal, I hear you. That's right. Oh, in Florida, they not in Florida. They believe ballots have been in the warehouse. Well, we remember that mess that happened when George Bush Jr. and Al Gore ran against each other. We remember that mess that happened in Florida. We remember that. Some of us remember that vividly. I want to go to Pennsylvania because they're saying Pennsylvania is too close to call. Here. Go back to They're saying Pennsylvania is too close to call. Let me go back to New York Times. Like I said, Associated Press be behind. That's why I can't. People who like to go with Associated Press, okay. In terms of election results, no. In terms of regular news being reported, okay. But in terms of real time information, no. Okay. I'll look at Pennsylvania. All right, they're saying Pennsylvania is real close. Let's see. They're saying it's still too close to call, and it is close. Philadelphia, which is usually Democratic, they only got 70% in. Let me show this. This is New York Times. Yeah, that's too close. That's too close to call, and not only too close, it's too close and too early, really. If your counties that have mass majority of the populations are not in its county, then even though they're at 70% or whatever, that's too close, too close. Keep counting. So this is Pennsylvania, county by county. Philadelphia, they're at 70% of, in terms of their count. Crawford is at 72%, Mercer is at 73%, so they have to keep counting. They got to keep counting until they get into the 90% percentile. They have to keep counting. Yeah, because everybody else is at 98%. So you know. But that 70%, that 80%, even on that, they got to keep counting. So Pennsylvania, I might as well keep on counting. Keep counting. Both of them are in the 3 millions right now. This is really within the margin of error. Pennsylvania is too close. Yeah, that's right. That is too close. It's too close and a little bit too early. You said Philly gonna be Joe Biden all day long? And Mac, y'all talking about cheaters? Yeah. Yeah, they tried to steal the election. We've been watching it, slowing the post. Those services down intentionally. DeJoy, who's a Republican, we've been watching it. But today the judge come out and spoke, said DeJoy gonna be held accountable. They're gonna be held accountable for that mess they pulled. All right. So Pennsylvania, that's close. Philly, y'all only got 70% in. It's another Democratic area. They had what was they, roughly around 80-something%. They got to keep counting. The Republican areas, Mercer, and the other one, you got to keep counting. So that's right. Too close to call. Nevada, like I said, was reporting at 86%. Still too early. Got to keep counting. Keep counting, even though it's trending. Biden, got to keep counting. So. Oh, you said Iowa, P. Legal. You heard it may have been something wrong with Iowa, and Joe Biden may have actually won. Remember, Iowa messed up last time. You was tripping Tuesday, half pint. Schools was closed in Dallas. Good. Yesterday should have been a national holiday. We need to get that on the ballot and get that passed as law. That's one of the things I said I've been working on since I was in my 20s, making voting a national holiday. I debated that in my teens, and then, in my 20s, I started drafting up some stuff because I said it will eliminate some of the voter suppression if you just make it a national paid holiday. Let me be specific. Voting in the United States of America needs to be a national paid holiday. So when people are off, they get paid for being off on that day. And go vote. It's a paid holiday, a national paid holiday. Mandatory national paid holiday. To eliminate some of this voter suppression. And because it just makes sense. So we got to work to get that up there too. Right. So people can go vote. We got to work. Like I said, just because people have been elected to the offices, that don't mean nothing. We still got to do the work. We know there's a whole bunch of legislation that should be on the books that are not written yet. So we still got to work. We have to do this work. And we are still watching cases in terms of justice. The young man that was 19 in Chicago that got shot down by the police. The other gentleman who's in his 20s that got killed by the police. Other cases all over with African-American males being killed by the police is still occurring, as well as other ethnic groups still being murdered and killed. So the work don't stop. This work don't stop. It don't stop. I mean, we're talking about elections, but this is part of the process to achieving some type of justice, passing some laws and making people, not making, but making sure people adhere to the law. And if they don't adhere to the laws that you pass over here in the United States, when they need to suffer consequences and be held responsible for their actions, U.S., if that's what y'all want to do. Y'all set this stuff up. So don't do it for one group and let the other group slide. That's called having a respect of person. So Nevada, continue to count. Joe Biden is up, but that's still kind of close. But they have to continue to count. Mac, you said you don't like third parties. Like I said, the Green Party wanted me to run 4 years ago as a candidate. The Green Party in the state of Michigan has some cash. They have some cash now. There's people in there with some cash. They was like, we need you to run for this right here. We got all fundraisers already set, cash, contributions from different people already laid out for you. We just want you to run against this one. And I said, y'all know I'm an independent, and I already got my candidate of choice who I'm backing that's running for the same thing y'all want me to run for. I already got my candidate I was rocking hard with. And also, I said, if I run, who's going to be there to turn up? When they not doing it right, who's going to be on the outside to come in and turn up? Everything was closed in Philadelphia. But you said what? 5 to 6 years ago? Woo, no. Over 20 plus years ago. And I'll leave it at that. Pete Legal, yeah, he got a bunch of attorneys on the ground, but nobody care whether he concede or not. When it's a wrap, it's a wrap. Bye. Philadelphia, okay, election is in election should be a national holiday all the way around. Oh, G Money, you said typo. I understood what you mean. You heard the mafia was interfering in Nevada and Florida? Well, we know the Russians been interfering. Everything leaves the digital fingerprints. That's already been verified, validated, and authenticated. We already know they've been interfering, trying to run interference. And this time, the FBI came out boldly and said, let's run the records. Let the record show. And that's why AMP said last night it was a vote against Trump and Russia. Well, Pete Legal, he can try to drag out whatever he want to drag out. It's going to be a wrap. He won't be the only side with a team of attorneys. So all they got to do is post office gate. Stay right there and put their weight on that. Let's stay right there and put the weight on that. How they played with the post office. Just stay right there and put the weight on that. They act like they don't know how to shut them down. They act like they be scared. So that's it. Like I said, I've already said what I said, and it is what it is. Now we're gonna see how Pennsylvania and the rest of them go. But after Joe Biden give Nevada, that's a wrap. You can wrap it up. It's over. Nevada's still counting. So. Yes, P. Legal, DeJoy need to be in handcuffs. And that judge came out today and was not playing and said, you will be held accountable for this foolishness. Mac, don't nobody care if Trump been starting stuff for the last 4 years. Like they ran and tried to turn up in Michigan with a handful of them down in Wayne County yelling, stop the vote, stop the count, stop the count. Like I said, when Lil Rail, Big Rail, Lil Moo and Big Moo show up and tell them to move, it's going to be on the go. You see the title? Said bye. Get to stepping. People offended. I don't care. Some people still like they holding their stomach like she got it up there, but I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna go to the music. P. Legal, you start talking about spiritual things and being a battle that is beyond our natural comprehension. For people who believe in God or believe in a creator, whoever. When we as a people and as a nation are slow to move, God is quick and steady to replace. So they can sit up there and play these foolish games if they want to. Okay, in terms of things being spiritual, supernatural, people who believe. Without trying to be so spooky in spirituality. When people are slow to move, God, the creator, is steady and consistent to replace. So they don't have to like it. It's the way the cookie crumbles. All right. Judge. Yeah, but he did try to come in and say, well, he said it when he was getting in there against Hillary Clinton. They're stealing this, they're stealing that, they're stealing that. See, Trump likes to throw out catch-all phrases. He likes to toss stuff out and see what sticks and see what lands. Well, his arms is too short and his hands are too small and tiny to box with God. Let me take that from somebody's sermon. Who did that sermon? I don't remember what pastor did that sermon. Everybody used to have that in their title and say that all the time years back. Your arms too short to box with God. Well, guess what? Trump little finite mind is too puny to box with God. His hands too small and his arms are too short. Now, yeah, Judge Sullivan, pretty fair. Okay, yeah. Let me give us some music and get out. Some people was like, "Ugh." I say it's a wrap. It's a wrap. And for people wondering, well, what if he gets everything else and then it's because I hear the other theories. If Trump wins everything else and da 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 da, and then he'll be at 69, and then Pence can come in and he'll be that one vote for Trump. Tiebreakers of Republicans, yada yada yada, and they can come in da 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 da. Arms still too short to box with God. Hands still too small to box with God. And when we are slow to replace, God is steady to remove, swiftly to remove. So
You want
why
to
don't
play
some
with it?
jam?
Hold on, you want to play with it?
Right,
I want to lay
money.
with it all day with it. Is you with it? And when I do it, you know I did it because my groove is exquisite. It's such a privilege. You want to play with it? I want to lay with it all day.
But we ain't scared over here. Don't wait till the battle is over. Shout now. That's what they used to say in church services all the time. Don't wait till the battle is over. Shout now. Faith, right? We operate from faith over here. We don't get caught up in fear. Faith, final authority that impossible things can happen. For me, we ain't waiting for the battle over. Shout now. Let's go.
You gotta quit playing with a player. Yeah, thought you was playing.
We keeping the groove strong over here. We do it because you want. You do the things you don't. We keep our thoughts strong. Let's jam on. That means step on. Press on. Put the pedal to the metal and don't take your feet up off of it. Accelerate. Let's go. Right, G-Money?
I'm living a lavish lifestyle in a luxury suite. Can you dig it? I'm just a fella on the street, Bob.
Yes, we go. Oh, I got heat jam on it. All right, G-Money.
It's getting ready to blast. Blast it.
Pass the pill, ink the deal. Snoop Dogg in the paint like Big Shaquille. Toss me a lob, I'm on the job, I'm hard at work. Threesia, my crossover show will freeze ya. Teach ya, just a minute. You know I've been down ever since I came up in it. They call me the pick of the litter, the big game spitter. Uncle Boo said get him Snoop Dogg, so I bit him.
We jamming on it. We stepping on it. Some people scared. Some people walking in fear. Some people still pontificating. It's a wrap. Woo! Signed, sealed, delivered in the spirit realm. Long time ago. It's a wrap. For people who like to be spiritual and talk about supernatural things. Signed, sealed, delivered a long time ago. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. All right, with that being said, remember we are still in a pandemic. Remember, wash your hands, wear your mask. People are still losing their life as we go through election results, as we look at people being murdered by the cops, as we look at legislation, as we continue to fight for justice. Elections happen all the time in the United States of America. People gonna feel a type of way. But whatever, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying? We live, we learn, and we move on. And I've not been in agreement with anything this president has been doing. Like I said at the beginning, you want to operate like you a bail, you're going to get bail's reward. And for the people who has been co-signing and condoning, Balaam tactics and strategies, you get to get that reward too. So, with that being said, you all have a pleasant evening and a pleasant night. And bye-bye, everybody. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and jam on. And remember, we look up, we get up,